The Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Brecheen is presented by Madine's Collision Center. Take control, choose Madine's. Grow Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Treads and Care Tire Company, the tires you need, the service you want. Harvey Autos, the name you have trusted for years. And Gauge Telephone Systems. Get better connected with Gauge.
Welcome to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Brecheen.
Hi everyone, I'm Lee Brecheen, host of the Sports Scouting Report. Got a great show today. We got Coach Andy Martin, who's from Opelousas, Louisiana. He's the head football coach at University High School. I've still got to remember what they classify them. I'm always used to saying 3A. I think it's Division II. We'll ask Coach, but you got to memorize that every year when you have the state championships. It's private and public now. But we also have Emery Jones, a great interview at Catholic High's big offensive guard, tackles, going to LSU. He signed in an early signing period. We got a 14-minute interview with Emery Jones, which is our first segment for today's show. We're going to be right back with much, much more. You're listening to the Sports Scouting Report.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you. If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, go see Madine's Collision Center located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Your Baton Rouge Accident Advisors.
Hi, everyone. We're back. The Sports Scouting Report. I'm your host, Lee Brecheen. We want to go to a great interview we did at Catholic High School. We actually went to Catholic High School, and you want to really meet this kid, Emery Jones. Check this interview out.
Here at Emery Jones, class of 222. It feels like you were class of 221, man. You were ready last year.
Oh, yeah.
But, Emery, you've improved so much. We were talking about your blocking and finishing. And you know how college coaches are. They love finishes in high school.
Yes, sir.
They don't like patty caking and just, maybe touching a guy. You actually move people, and if they're not ready to go, it's not gonna be nice.
Yes,
what happened from your junior to senior? It feels like everything's come together for you as a blocker, as a run blocker and a pass blocker.
Yes, just kind of getting more comfortable, just understanding where I need to be and how I need to get my body there. Working with my trainer, just learning hand placement, just small things like that, and just make a bigger impact on my game.
Growing up, did you ever see yourself as being an O-lineman?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
Grew into that,
I was tall and I was slimmer than I am now, so I thought tight end.
That's why you got good feet.
Yeah.
Because you were a tight end.
Yeah.
See, I knew something was behind this now.
Played D-line, tight end.
So
I played some O-line too, bro.
You got some good hands too.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you got good hands blocking.
Yes, sir. Athlete.
Because that's the first thing I noticed when you block. You use your hands like college guys.
Yeah. That's a big thing here too, using the punch. Just know that, just shocking those defense players, that's a big thing with blocking.
How much do you like pulling?
Oh, well, we're starting to do a whole bunch of tackle pulling now. We're loving it.
Because you really can go second level on that, right?
Yeah, we're starting to have fun with it.
DBs?
Oh, yeah.
one of them 180-pound DBs thinking when you're coming, you're what, 330? 340?
Yes, sir.
You carry your weight really well.
Yes, sir.
And you look taller.
Yeah.
You're long.
Yes, sir.
You got long arms, long legs. So you're 6'3"-ish?
Yeah, 6'4"-ish. 6'4", 6'4.5".
6'5"-ish.
Yeah.
Because you got long arms and stuff.
Yeah, I've been growing a lot.
You grew a little bit this year, huh?
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
What do you like most about football?
Just just being aggressive, just being able to kind of hit people, not really had to feel bad about it or stuff like that. Like just having fun.
How important is the camaraderie to your teammates?
Just
They'll seem like very close crew.
we're always together. Outside of football and football, we're just always having fun with each other, building a bond.
Does anybody have better running backs in Catholic High?
Not at all. Never.
Any of the three can be all state, right?
Never. Is there? All of them are.
Even Benson could be
all
state.
Of them are. Is there?
4.
Yeah. Got some dogs.
I mean, that's a tough decision for the coordinator and the staff. So who's getting the ball, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got runners, passers. I mean, we just got everything.
Speed, quickness.
Yes, sir.
You committed to LSU. Obviously, you're a mile from campus. You committed pretty early.
Yes,
how do you feel about LSU right now? And obviously, they're going to get a great coach.
Yes, sir. I'm still locked in. Just kind of waiting to see, how everything plays out. And just kind of, sitting back, talking to Coach Davis a little bit, just kind of still building a bond.
Brad Davis is important to you, being from Baton Rouge.
Yes, sir.
I remember when he played at Bel Air.
Yeah.
He was right after me.
Yes, sir.
And he was good in his day. He walked on at Oklahoma and started.
He played.
And he was, 6'1", I think?
Yeah, he ain't that tall.
6 foot?
He ain't that tall.
You probably, like Coach. But how important is that to you that he's a Baton Rouge guy?
It's just real important, just kind of knowing that he kind of understands, like kind of, some of the things that we may go, that I may go through, just because he kind of lived like a similar life to me. So it's just real important to know that like he understands me and like it's just he's gonna be able to. I know that he's gonna be able to coach me and make me the best player I can be.
Does Coach Davis want you as a tackle or a guard?
He said I can play either both.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, he said he was thinking guard at first, and he said he saw me at the camp back in the summer. He said he think I can play a little bit.
Man, you can get out and get those DNs. I noticed that.
Oh yeah.
For a guy 340.
Yeah.
I mean, you can twitch. That's a tight end background you got. But
I've
seen you take on some talent DNs.
Yeah.
The Lafayette Christian game, they got a talented tall DN.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you pretty much kept him in check.
Yeah.
He was 250, 6'4".
Yeah, he was a big dude.
Big guy.
Yeah, it was a good game.
You play a lot of big guys.
Oh yeah. Usually I had a better defensive line guy. The past couple of weeks I know I had Santa Mall, LCA, just some big DNs this year. And I mean, I've been pretty much shutting them down. He had like, I know LCA game, that 18 may have had like one, time where he got into a play. So just been trying to have fun and trying to compete at the highest level.
Look, Dylan Carpenter's a big D in Santa Mall. He's 250, 6'4".
Yeah.
He's been offered by Tulane.
Yeah.
You did a good job. I mean, you don't play small guys.
Oh no. I think a lot of people, I don't think they understand like 5A football in Louisiana is some big football.
It's like you playing 1AA D lineman.
Uh-huh.
And when y'all get in the playoffs, you're gonna have to play big D line.
Yeah.
Brother Martin.
Yeah,
St. Aug, maybe. Jesuit's got a big D line.
Yeah.
So I mean, but you think that helps that you played against so many talented big D linemen? So when you do see one in the playoffs,
I think I think it helps, but also kind of like when we were just here at practice, Jordan Toast and Jermaine Vessel, I think they're some of the best DNs. Yeah, West. I think they're some of the best defensive linemen in the state. So just practicing against those guys, sharpening iron on iron. I mean, I feel like it just kind of helps me, become a better player every day.
What do you like about college football, Emery?
It's just like the physicalness. Like you see like wide receivers and running back just like going dog people. I mean, I just love watching. Seeing
Are you a Saturday fan? You watch a lot of games?
I mean, I watch a lot of LSU, and I like Arkansas too, so I watch a little bit of them. I just kind of like the game. Just kind of watching.
Do you like how Dillinger and them young guys are playing at LSU right now? That you see some coming back?
Yeah.
And those be your teammates.
Yeah.
And they look like a good nucleus.
Yeah, people like Brian Thomas, who we actually played against last year in Walker, So just seeing people like him get on the field early kind of, gives me a lot of hope. And gives me a lot of,
you'd be a teammate of Butte?
Yeah, sir. Gives me a lot of
Sean
fuel.
Butte, he's unbelievable.
He's a dog.
He's the next one?
Yeah. He's a dog.
I mean, then they got Besh.
Besh, that's, we getting close. We're talking on Instagram, just kind of, building the bomb before I get there.
Yeah.
Besh is a cool guy.
And then they got the young running backs.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to be in with a lot of young
Oh,
guys.
yes, sir. I'm trying to get in there early and get in the rotation.
They need a lineman to play.
Yes, sir.
It's not like that at every top 10 program.
Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying the interview with Emery Jones from Catholic High School, committed, actually signed with LSU in the early signing period. We're going to have much, much more. The second part of our interview with Emery Jones, we'll be right back.
Be sure to take your car and truck for all your tire needs to Treads and Care Tire Company located in Central. The number to call is 331-8144. Family owned and operated since 1971. That's Treads and Care Tire Company.
Come and visit the majestic mansion in the marsh, Gros Savon Waterfowl and Wildlife Lodge. Gros Savon is the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has everything for you from fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco-tours. Located south of Lake Charles. Call 337-598-2357 or visit www.grosavon.com for more information and schedule your trip to the majestic mansion in the marsh, Gros Savon Waterfowl and Wildlife Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise today.
To go to LSU that you don't have to redshirt?
Yeah, it is there.
Alabama, they're 15 deep, and Auburn and some of these other schools.
It is there. Me and my trainer talked, and me and Coach Davis talked. We went through a couple presentations. We just know that you have a higher chance of going to the NFL the earlier you play. So I know my goal is to get on the field early as possible and make an impact. As soon as I get there.
Jonathan Bill forgot about. He didn't know what your bench was.
Yeah.
He said his was about 3. What is your bench?
Right now I'm doing like 315 for 3. Well, in the summer I was doing 315 for 3. Being that we lift a little less, I'm probably not doing that right now. But
you did 315 3 times?
Yeah.
So that's 375. You almost at 4.
Hopefully.
That's the safe bench now because I know that they don't want you to do like too many.
We just do.
They don't want you to do like a 365.
Yeah, we maxed out. We did 3-rep max on front squat and back squat. I mean not front. I'm sorry. Back squat and bench.
Okay. Yeah, 315 3 times. That's pretty good.
Yeah, sir.
Squat you in the 5s almost.
475 for 3.
Yeah, and you don't want to overdo that.
Yeah, we didn't. He said it was injury prevention.
Emery, do you think a weight room's going to woo you now? I mean, y'all got the state-of-the-art weight room.
Yeah, I mean, we got some dudes here. I mean, like Wesley Woodward, one of the strongest guys probably in the state.
He's probably
Prince Edwards.
mid-threes.
Oh yeah.
Prince is a tough dog,
Prince,
isn't he?
yeah. Prince powerlifts and he
looks like
strong.
he looks like he's a 4.
Oh yeah. Prince
How good is? I think he's the best fullback in the state.
Oh yeah, I think he's one of the best athletes on our team.
Can you talk him into maybe LSU? They need another fullback.
I'm gonna try.
Because he's what, 6'1"?
Yeah, about 6'1", about 225, 220.
I mean,
he's pretty muscle. Yeah, definitely one of the he runs with the.
He TKOs more people.
Oh yeah.
Than I've ever seen.
Prince is one of the
outside
nasty
of you
guys. Yeah, Prince is one of the nasty guys.
And Jonathan.
Yeah.
Talk about your young guys. We interviewed Jonathan earlier. But talk about your other linemen that we can mention today.
Cam Banks, Jacob Johnson, Klossner. Those guys just came a long way. Like from the summer, watching them come up through spring, just me and Bill trying to help coach them. They just came a long way.
And they're all young guys.
Oh yeah, they all juniors.
You see a lot of D1 in their abilities. Those 3 guys.
Definitely. I definitely see a lot of D1 in them. They're real coachable, and not even by just coaches, like by players, seniors. They just, I feel like they love the game, and they want to get as best as they can at it, and do the best for the team.
Emery, you're the best O-lineman I've seen come out of Baton Rouge since Lyle Collins.
Yes, sir.
You know who Lyle is?
Yes, sir.
From with Dallas Cowboys.
Oh yeah.
But I hope he gets to play really soon.
Yes, sir.
I'm a Steelers fan. You're not a Steelers fan? Who's your team?
Saints. I got to stick.
Now, I'm the Saints. Now I'm gonna take abuse because this goes to New Orleans. Now I do like my Saints, only when they don't play Pittsburgh. I've been a Pittsburgh fan since
I'm a little bit of bandwagon in the NFL, so I'm starting to like Pittsburgh a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. Not too much yet.
Well, Trey Turner plays here for LSU. Who's your favorite pro O-lineman? Do you have a pro O-lineman you admire?
Probably Lyle Collins, just because he's from here, went to LSU, just kind of trying to follow his footsteps a little bit.
Okay.
Just kind of,
And you got another Baton Rouge NFL lineman. You know Lloyd Cushingberry?
Yeah.
He's the center for Broncos.
Yeah.
He went to touchdown. Y'all playing them this week.
Yes, sir.
But 2 Baton Rouge linemen in the NFL from LSU.
Yes, sir.
He's doing pretty good. He was Burrow's son.
Yeah.
Not a bad quarterback to have.
No, sir.
So what do you think about the Bengals, being a young guy watching NFL? What do you think about their resurgence and being a new team on the block? Jamar Chase.
I mean, it just shows kind of like how big LSU plays and how big of a part they play in the NFL. And I mean, it just kind of shows me that I can go in there if I can get in there early and play. It's pretty much straight shot and just keep on elevating my game, trying to get better and better every day under a great coach, whoever it may be, Coach Davis. Or it's Oklahoma's O-line coach if he brings him, or however that works. But just hoping that it's a great O-line coach and a great guy that I can he can kind of mentor me and help me in my football ability.
Who have you bonded with LSU-wise, recruit-wise? Anybody in particular?
Definitely Coach O, Coach Davis, David Bowen, Mason Smith, those guys.
Mason? Like Mason?
Yeah.
He's a homo boy.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a great future.
Yeah, Jack Bish. Just a whole bunch of those guys.
You going to Alabama?
You
going to Alabama?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go to that one. I don't know.
It's unfortunate with LSU. They got so many
injuries. Yes, sir.
So you really can't.
Yeah, I don't think people, really saw that. Like when they saw us losing. I mean, we lost a whole bunch of guys early. So
the whole freshman class is playing that game.
Yeah.
You might even see Nussbaum play a little bit more.
Yeah, we lost.
Can you imagine those two quarterbacks? They're going to be really good. Max and Nussbaum.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's gonna be. They got a bright future. It's gonna be fun to see them grow.
Any final thoughts, Emery Jones, about you ready for high school? I mean, you're not ready for it then. You're having a good time.
I'm having a good time right now. Right now, working to state championship, and you're gonna take it like kind of one step at a time. Get that. Get ready for college. Get to college, and perform. So that's my plan.
Where's the state championship game this year?
Tulane.
Early December. That's like first week of December.
It's not Shreveport though. It's not Nacogdoches.
Tulane, I believe.
Tulane.
So
yeah.
That's going to be really cool for me to play in New Orleans.
Yeah, we actually played at Tulane. We were runner-up 2 years ago.
Oh, I don't want to bring that game up. I don't want to bring that.
Yeah,
that number 8, who's now Kaufman.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Oh, I watched that game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
You were
a
sophomore.
Yes, sir.
And you were starting.
I wasn't starting. I was playing a lot, though. Yes, sir.
But that was a rainy, wet, crazy game. And I believe Catholic was winning
We were winning the whole game, and then they ran it back.
The same guy.
Yeah, Kaufman.
Ran it back, then he caught a pass, didn't he, late or something?
Returned a kick, I think.
It was like
he returned the kick.
That one guy.
Yeah, he just is killing us.
If you ever run into him, you're going to have to say, I could have another ring. Because he's now at Auburn. Mm-hmm. So you're going to get to block it.
Yeah.
You got to talk to him.
Oh, yeah.
Say, Donovan, why did you do that, man?
It's going to be a little competitive.
Be fun, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Look, thank you. We
yes,
appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Emery Jones. I think he's going to play as a true freshman at LSU. Not something you see a lot with offensive linemen that come out of high school. There's a need there. He's a mauler. Great young man. We're going to go and take a break. When we come back, we're going to have the head football coach, state champions, University High Cubs, head coach Andy Martin. We'll be right back.
Gage Telecommunications has served Louisiana for over 40 years, providing the telecommunications and IT services that help your business stay connected. Let Gage create a custom, tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage.
Looking for a used car? Harvey Autos has 3 dealerships, which means 3 times the used vehicles. They've got everything from fuel-efficient compacts to luxury models, even hybrids, and certified pre-owned with a warranty. Check out John Harvey Toyota, Harvey Subaru, or Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City.
Hi, everyone. You're watching the Sports Scouting Report. I'm your host, Lee Brecheen. I want to introduce a great coach, one of the great young coaches in the state of Louisiana, head coach from University High Cubs, state champions. Again, Andy Martin. Andy, thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
What's it like coming off the holidays, first of all? Great Christmas?
Great Christmas, great New Year's. Yeah, didn't want to get out. A little cold this morning to get to work this morning, but it was a great holiday. So.
What's it like now that you've lifted the trophy up, state champions, all the hard work, and you had a chance to digest, all clapping, all the people excited.
Yeah, I think over the holiday it sunk in a little bit. This one's special. It's the fourth one I've been a part of, but this first one as the head coach, and so it was definitely a special deal. Just the class of guys we had to win this state championship with, both coaches and players, just outstanding.
Coach, watching your team this year, and I knew a couple of the players, their dads, and knowing Miller Leach's dad and Beck's dad, and knew of Beck when he was at Dutchtown. This team seemed like they just grew from an outsider watching. They just grew slowly together. It's like they transformed into a championship team. It didn't start that way looking at it. Look, you had a lot of young guys that never played that we're going to talk about later in the show, and then you had this big senior group, and a lot of the seniors didn't really have a lot of playing time prior to this year. But watching week 5, week 6, 7, it's like just the light came on this team. Am I right saying that?
Yeah, no, I mean, we started early on, with a scrimmage against St. Charles, who ends up being a very good team, and Catholic High and the Jamboree, both of them very good teams. We knew that, starting our season like that, it was going to be tough, and we kind of struggled a little bit in the beginning part, but then played Woodlawn Central week 1 and kind of started to come together. But I think you're right. As the season went on, our guys started to get more comfortable with one another.
Well, y'all took care of my alma mater really good. I was like,
we played well.
And Central had a good team, and I'm like, Jonathan Swift, quarterback, a lot of good athletes, tall receivers, big linemen. And I'm like, wow, U-High's not even there yet. And they took care of my old school. And then I'm watching the Woodlawn game, and Woodlawn's decked with talent, Ricky Collins and all those guys. And I'm like, man, y'all win that one by 2 or 3 touchdowns. I'm like, whoa, the sky's the limit. Is that when you thought, hey, we can maybe do this. We can maybe win a state championship.
I thought in the very beginning, even at the scrimmages and Jamboree, that we could go a far way. I just wasn't sure when it was going to start clicking. And sure enough, early on, we started to get those guys some experience. The big thing about all of it was the quarterback. Who was going to be our quarterback? And once the quarterback kind of settled in a little bit, that really helped us to get going. The offense got moving. The defense was just solid all year long. They really were. And when the offense really started to move the ball and do the things that we need them to do, that's when I felt like, we got something going here.
Young quarterback, Blake Abney, phenomenal job, came out of nowhere. Game managed, made big plays when you needed to step throwing the ball, avoided the rush. Just tough kid. Didn't have a lot of experience before this year. What do you think about your young quarterback, Blake Abney?
Blake did a great job. You could see as the year went on, I think you talk about when we started to come together and we started to put more on him as the year went on. And he could start doing a little bit more. And as you saw when the playoffs got here, he started running the ball a little bit more. He started making, and so we put a little bit more on him as the year went on because we felt more comfortable with him. And so I think that he really did an outstanding job. The big thing for us was, don't make mistakes, just manage a game and let your guys, we had a bunch of playmakers out there, just let them go make plays for you. And he did a great job of doing that.
You look at Baton Rouge, Coach, this goes to the whole state. We do the show statewide. I know there's great teams in New Orleans. There's great teams in Lafayette, Monroe, Shreveport, St. Tammany, Houma, Lafourche. But, man, this year in Baton Rouge, the state champions, Zachary, Catholic High, Southern Lab, U-High. I mean, incredible year for Baton Rouge teams.
Yeah, Baton Rouge got some really good coaches. They really do. And all 3 of those teams have really good coaches, and I think that the football, we all play each other. You all have to get better by playing one another. And so I think that the Baton Rouge football is just it comes in cycles, and right now the cycle's in the Baton Rouge area.
What do you think of the 5A with Zachary and what they've done? I mean, Brew and that staff.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Carrier, Johnny Nagel. They got a vet staff.
They do.
And they've went through a bunch of different quarterbacks doing it.
They have. I coach a lot of those guys, and they were at Catholic with Coach Garrido. Really, Coach Garrido's my mentor and stuff that I do, and Coach Carrier at Catholic. And I know Coach Brew really well. They do a great job over there, really do. And they're always well coached, and they're going to put a tough team out there. So they do. It's impressive to see.
8 state championships combined between U-High and Zachary, is that right? 4 and 4?
I think so. I know we have 4. I don't know how many they have. They probably do have 4, so something like that.
That's amazing, isn't it? We're going to go ahead and take a break. We're going to have more with Coach Andy Martin, the head football coach from University High School. We're going to talk more about his team and get his thoughts on maybe the new coaches hired at LSU, also Louisiana Tech, also Southern, also ULL, also Grambling, and McNeese. I was hoping you easily could forget one of those. Almost all new college coaches in the state of Louisiana. We'll be right back.
If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, you've got to go to Madine's Collision Center located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Family owned since the 1960s. Be sure to take your car and truck for all your tire needs to Treads & Care Tire Company located in Central. Call 331-8144. Family owned and operated. It's 1971. That's 331-8144.
Hi, everyone. You're watching the Sports Scouting Report. I'm your host, Lee Brecheen. I hope you're enjoying the show. We're at an undisclosed location. We're not going to say where we are, which is good for the coach, good for where we are. But we've got our guest today, which is Andy Martin, the head coach of University High School. I want to go over some of his players. Coach, this is going to take about 5 days, but I want to kind of get it in, and I don't want to leave a lot of you guys out. And I have a cheat sheet because your whole O-line are seniors. We talked about it. Miller Leach, 6'2", 291, senior. Joe Handel, 6 foot, 308. Christian Granger, 6'6", 290. Preston Bromley, 6'4", 290. And then Ben Madison, don't have his height and weight, but all 5 seniors. And when you throw in Gavin Jones that played D-line this year at 6'6", 290. Coach, that's tough replacing all these guys. But what do you think of this group?
You know, the O-line was really good for us. We knew that they could be really good. We knew coming in, just having 5 seniors, what I liked the most about them was how well they got along. And, you know, offensive line groups, they're different. They're different than any other position group. They got to be able to work together. They got to be able to, you know, like one another. And this group really bought into that. And they just played well together and always had each other's back. And, you know, really when you look at them, we had 5 guards. You know, we really didn't have a true tackle out there. Right. We had to put some guys out there at tackle who did a great job, but all of them would have been just great guards for us, you know. So the job they did, opening holes, you know, protecting our quarterback, you know, when you have an O-line like that and you can run the ball, it helps an experienced quarterback become experienced, you know.
Yeah, and I want to mention this before I get ADD right now, but I want to recognize the late John Madden, and I'm going to intro into what we're talking about. When I was a kid watching, you know, CBS, like you probably, Coach, John Madden used to say maulers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And your group reminds me of just a bunch of maulers. I mean, they just snap the ball and they just move people.
Yep. That's pretty much what we would laugh all the time, you know, just we didn't have a true tackle to be able to pass blocks. We had to do some things with rolling guys out. But these guys, when the ball was snapped, they got after it. And good kids, too. Off the field, very good kids, you know. All good grades, all doing extracurriculars, community service, that type of stuff. Just a really good group.
I want to mention 4 special skill guys at U High. I had Eden Stagg, a great receiver, came over from Southside in Youngsville, Louisiana. Great playmaker for you. Jason Barnes. Coach, I think he's the best athlete in Baton Rouge.
Dynamic.
I mean, I don't know, 5'5", 5'6". I don't know what he is, but he reminded me of Rocket Ismail from Notre Dame back in the old days. Because every time you would see Jason Barnes catch a ball or get a reverse, it was like, hold your breath.
He might score.
I mean, the guys, like, the DBs were sweating when he got the ball. And then you had Brian Beck, and then you had Derek Graham. And then I was so impressed, how did you game plan who got reps? Because you were able to keep all these 3 guys happy. And you even brought a 4th and 5th running back in some games. But it's like you had a college setup. You had this guy come in this play, this guy come in that play. But it really worked for you this year.
Yeah, we knew coming in, you know, our strength would be the 2 running backs. And so we kind of, for the first time ever, had 2 running backs out of our shotgun. We've never done that before. And, you know, just going on each one of them, Eden Stagg came in, and we knew he could catch the ball, but what we didn't know about him was how physical he was. And really, on the perimeter, he was one of our best blockers. And so the stuff that he was able to do just for our guys and just open holes up out there. Jason Barnes, obviously, you knew that. When he touched the ball, you're right. I wasn't sure he might score every single play. And he did on a lot of them, you know, especially kick returns, punt returns, and just catching the ball in the slot. And really, he's a physical blocker, too. I mean, and then you have the 2 running backs are just, you know, those 2 guys fed off one another. And you would see Brian come in and get a big run. Then you'd see Derek come in and get a big run. And they were always fresh. And that was big. And that's what I told them all year long. I said, guys, we're going to wear teams down in the 4th quarter. You're going to see a difference because y'all are still going to be fresh and the defense is going to be worn out a little bit. And you did. You saw it all year long where these guys are getting stronger in the 4th quarter because of that.
They were hard to game plan against. I mean, Beck was quick, hitting the hole. Graham had power and speed. Graham's 215 pounds, 5'11", 6 feet. Beck 6 foot, 210.
Yep, by 205, 210. Yeah.
And then you had Barnes that just wore you out outside, and then Stagg, you could just throw it out, and he would get it. And then you had some young guys mixed in. But we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to have more of our talk about University High state champions this year out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Head coach Andy Martin. We'll be right back.
Come and visit the majestic mansion in the marsh, Gros Savon, Waterfowl, and Wildlife Lodge. Gros Savon is the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has everything for you from fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco-tours. Located south of Lake Charles. Call 337-598-2357 or visit www.grossavon.com for more information and schedule your trip to the majestic mansion in the marsh, Gros Savon, Waterfowl, and Wildlife Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise today. Gage Telecommunications has served Louisiana for over 40 years, providing the telecommunications and IT services that help your business stay connected. Let Gage create a custom, tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage.
Hi, everyone. You're watching the Sports Scouting Report. We do 2 shows a week that are really radio versions, and we've been doing that for 2 years. But we're excited that this is a video version, TV, kind of like we did in the past when we had a TV show for 12 years statewide in Shreveport, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Lafayette. I want to continue with Coach Andy Martin from University High School, state champions. And Coach, I mentioned earlier in the show, it's hard to memorize because I'm used to growing up going Class 1A, Class 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A. But Division II, right?
Division II.
So a lot of people don't have that swag on, like.
It's 3A school. That we play 3A and 4A. We're the only class that does that, 3A and 4A, so we're Division II. Yep.
And that's combining because not having enough private schools, and you play 3A during the season, but combined during the playoffs.
Right.
If anybody's confused, I was for a long time. So I just want to kind of let people know that. Coach, your defense, Dylan Smith was a great safety. It's like he had hands of glue if it was an interception. Everything that was thrown to him, he caught it. I don't know if he had 4, 5, 6 interceptions. Senior safety, Austin Allesbury signed with Auburn, was your multi-talented DB. Roman Petrie was just a goddess-looking chiseled DN for you that battled injuries all year. You told me shoulder injuries. He's going to Purdue, which is a great program, as you know. Jabari Johnson, good-looking DN for you, linebacker, going to Dartmouth, smart kid. Nick Williams, I think a steal, 6'2", 295 D lineman. You said Nichols, Southeastern possibly. Gavin Jones, we mentioned earlier, played a little D-line late in the year. Justin Collins came on for you late this year, DB. McNeese is showing interest. Maybe we'll see with the new coaching staff. Banks Moore, big-time linebacker for you. William Bankston. Now, these are just the seniors. William Bankston was a great long snapper, which I didn't want to leave him out because that's important.
Look, William Banks is a kid that we didn't let play JV. He's been a long snapper since his 10th grade year and has committed to this program, and we didn't let him play JV. We didn't let him do those things. We only let him long snap.
We
didn't have anybody else to
those
do
hands
it,
are
and
important.
I'm telling you, he just was a true player on the fact that he was all in. He was bought in on his job and didn't care the fact that he didn't play the other things. He was a long snapper and did a great job because we did a lot of crazy things on our punt and he was consistent with our field goal, so he did a really good job. But some of those other guys, Nick Williams, Nick Williams was a 3-year starter, Dylan Smith 3-year starters, and just have been the rock, of our defense. And Nick in the middle, just so hard to move. I mean, we got some really good linebackers, but it starts up front. You got to better protect them. And Jabari and Banks Moore came on. We didn't know if he was going to be a starter this year, and he came on to be that third starter on the D-line. And a little undersized, but you would never know. He fought like crazy down in there. And you had Roman on the outside as a strong safety type who would blitz a good bit, but also was tough in pass coverage. And then you had Austin. Austin Allesbury just Austin was one of the more unselfish players we've had. You know, as a sophomore, he played offense and led the team in touchdowns.
Yeah.
And then the last 2 years, we asked him to come to play defense. He played a little bit of offense, but mainly just a guy out there on defense. And then the last was Justin Collins. You know, Justin was a kid that really came in his body his senior year and started all year long and filled in for Jordan Gilbert, who was there before him, and just really didn't miss a beat with him, whether it's tackling, covering, did everything we asked him to do.
And Jordan had tackles against LSU this year as a freshman.
Jordan looked very
I didn't
good
think
against
he'd play because he was still trying to fill out.
He was.
But they threw him out there.
They did, and even before the game, I talked to him. He'd hurt his arm, so he wasn't sure if he was going to play. And then one of their safeties got hurt on the first drive, and they threw him in there.
He
played a good
I was like, look at Jordan,
Yes,
Tiger
yeah.
State, true freshman from White Castle,
Yep,
Louisiana.
Yep.
Jordan Gilbert, a safety, and he's going to be a big kid.
He is. He's still filling out, and he's going to do very well.
Coach, those were the seniors for you. I wanted to make sure we got them all out there. They deserve mention, whether they're D1 or just going along having a job after college. You know, it's something they can take with them. We want to come back with more with Coach Andy Martin. We'll talk about his young guys. He's got some leaders coming back, and he's got that big O-line to replace. But he's got some great players to come back to build a great foundation for next year. We'll be right back.
So, hey guys, just wanted to take a minute to tell you about Harvey Autos. If you need a new or used car, there's 3 great dealerships right here worth checking out. John Harvey Toyota, Harvey Subaru, and Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City. Low prices, honest people. Tell them Lee sent you. If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, go see Madine's Collision Center located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Your Baton Rouge Accident Advisors.
Hi, everyone. You're watching the Sports Scouting Report. I'm your host, Lee Brecheen. Our guest today is Andy Martin, the head football coach from University High School. Went to Opelousas Catholic. You want to promote your old Opelousas Vikings? That's
Vikings, right. Opelousas Catholic Vikings, 97 grads. So, yeah.
They look like the Minnesota Vikings. Can you share that? Because they have the purple hat, and they got the purple Viking logo. Looks just like Minnesota Vikings. If you've never seen them play, that's what you get with your high school.
Yeah, it's changed a couple of times. We had the gold helmets like Notre Dame when I was there, but
I didn't. That was before. Oh, okay, you're getting way back now.
Yep. So they've changed a couple different times, but yeah, they do look like Minnesota Vikings now, no doubt.
Carbon copy, and I thought Terra High School locally looked like the Steelers. And actually, your school kind of looks like Pittsburgh. The black and the
some of our jerseys kind of mimic the Steelers. Yep.
Yeah, that's my team growing up, by the way, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who won the game. This is a tape show, but Ben Roethlisberger, I can't believe, played 18 years, Coach, already.
Crazy.
I remember watching him at Miami of Ohio in Tiger Stadium when Saban was the coach, and LSU beat Miami of Ohio. And the first player to shake Nick's hand, which not a lot of people do, was Ben Roethlisberger going up to Saban, shaking his hand, saying, "Great game." Who does that in college?
Yeah, that's crazy. He had a heck of a career.
Miami of Ohio native. I want to talk about your team, your juniors. You've got a good foundation. If you can grow some of these young guys on the O-line, you got a lot of guys to replace. But Jaden Allesbury, the younger Allesbury, who's really got a phenomenal future. He looks like he's the most instinctive guy outside of Harry Beecham that we're going to mention. But speaking of Harry Beecham, your linebacker, almost broke the school tackles that Dylan Moses had. You said a 175. He came close.
Yeah, he had about 157 tackles.
It's amazing.
Yep.
He sees ball and attacks, him and Jaden.
You know,
you got to feel good about them two coming back.
Feel really good. We've had some good combination linebackers at UI in the 12 years I've been here, and these are two of the best we've had. It really is. You know, Jaden is so instinctive and just he's that prototypical new linebacker that the colleges want to see. The guy that can go cover somebody, but also is physical in the box. And Harry is just very instinctive. Harry will go make tackles. He's physical, he's big, you know, and he can run too. And so both those guys are going to be a real solid start for us next year.
I know Harry's number 43. Mm-hmm. That guy, I mean, he'll run through an 18-wheeler going 90 miles an hour. Jaden comes up and blitzes for you. I mean, he attacks.
Jaden last year led our team in sacks, and this year we had a freshman that actually led our team in sacks. But Jaden blitzes a good bit, and he's very good with his hands, very good at getting around offensive linemen.
Yeah, only a junior, going to be a senior next year. Beecham is a really young kid that's really done a great job. Jackson Forbes, another linebacker, DN.
Yep, Jackson Forbes is another guy that has played a lot of football for us, both as a sophomore and a junior now on that D-line, and we're going to look for him to be a big anchor for us at the DN next year.
Now, Marcus Dawson looks like another DB that could be a college prospect.
No doubt, Marcus has got a very bright future in front of him. Marcus will probably move to free safety for us this year and kind of run our defense back there, and he's very instinctive. He picks balls out of the air, but very physical. Good guy, come up and make tackles.
And wide receiver, you lose a lot of players, but you got Tripp Singer coming back.
Tripp Singer coming back. You know, Tripp had a great year, one of our starters, and was very solid. We put Tripp in a lot of different positions for us, whether it was inside the box to block or outside, and made some really big catches for us.
Now, there was Dylan Moses. There's his little brother, Keelan Moses. He got a taste this year as a freshman.
Keelan.
And he didn't look like a freshman like his brother, right, Coach?
Keelan, you know, played defensive end for us and led our team in sacks this year and really did, you know.
As a freshman.
As a freshman. Very physical. You know, does not look like a freshman. He's going to, next year, play a little bit of running back for us too, you know. Just really outstanding player.
What is it with, I mean, have you ever talked to their dad and go, look, this guy's growing into look like, he looks just like Dylan. In size right now, he looks faster to me.
He's very quick.
Might play a little running back next year?
Might play a little running back. He's very, you know, tall, slender. You know, he's a good-looking kid. Very good-looking.
Well, maybe Saban will be retired by then. So maybe he'll stay in BR for Coach Kelly. We'll talk about that later in the show. I want to get Coach's opinion on Coach Kelly being hired from Notre Dame to LSU, along with Louisiana Tech, ULL, McNeese, Southern, Grambling, all the schools. It's the whole state almost hired a new head coach. We'll be right back.
Be sure to take your car and truck for all your tire needs to Treads and Care Tire Company located in Central. The number to call is 331-8144. Family owned and operated since 1971. That's Treads and Care Tire Company.
Come and visit the majestic mansion in the marsh, Gros Savon, Waterfowl, and Wildlife Lodge. Gros Savon is the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has everything for you from fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco-tours. Located south of Lake Charles. Call 337-598-2357 or visit www.grossavon.com for more information and schedule your trip to the majestic mansion in the marsh, Gros Savon, Waterfowl, and Wildlife Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise today.
Welcome back. You're watching the Sports Scouting Report. I'm your host, Lee Brecheen. Our guest today is Andy Martin, state champions, Division II, University High School. They call them the Cubs. You know, that's a good name, the Cubs. But how did he get that name? Do you know?
I don't even know. I'm not sure. I mean, on LSU's campus, I'm sure that had something to do with it. But
yeah, not the
Tiger.
Not the Tiger, but the Cubs.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Little junior Tiger there. Coach, talking about some of your old teams. You were a part of Chad Mahaffey on that staff. You were one of his top assistants. Now you're the head coach. Y'all won 3 prior championships. Mm-hmm. The team 3 years ago was like an NFL team.
They're very good.
I mean, y'all had, you know, Harris that's at Alabama, and y'all had Mike Hollins and, you know, McKernan at quarterback, and y'all had, you know, Micaiah Tongue, mm-hmm. and all these other guys that were phenomenal.
Yep.
5 Power 5 signees, top 5 programs.
Yeah.
In 1 year, a guy signing. What was that year like?
We knew how athletic we were. You know, that was actually, it's funny, that was a little more pressure-filled year than probably this year's state championship, because you're coming back winning the state championship the year before, and you're expected to win it again. You know, we did. We blew out a lot of teams up until the state championship game. We played a St. Thomas More team who was very tough. They really were, yeah. and made some big plays on 4th downs to keep the game closer. You know, but that team was a fun team to be around. You know, the biggest thing I'd say about that team is practice with those guys were unreal. The competition between Micaiah Tongue and Jordan Clark at Jordan Clark.
Yeah, Arizona
DB.
State.
Yeah, Arizona State. DB every single day. We do our one-on-ones, and they're getting after it. You know, Mike Hollins and the competitions we'd have between the defense and offense going back and forth. That was some fun practice because you had some guys that could really play out there.
And I want to mention this. Micaiah Tongue signed with Georgia, but he's going to start for Oregon State next year.
That's right. Yep.
It's where his dad played.
Yep.
And Reggie, who played for the Saints. A lot of people, and I remember when he was at Dunham, which is crazy, with Stingley. There's talent everywhere in Baton Rouge. I remember going to Dunham, Coach, and I saw Stingley, who was like 5'8" as a freshman, 5'9". I was like, who's this other guy who's a freshman? Oh, that's Micaiah Tongue. I'm like, wow. And then Holstein was on that team, the older Holstein.
Older Holstein, sure.
And they all end up going all over the place. Mm-hmm. But it's amazing if they would have all stayed at Dunham. No offense to you, High on the one kid. Right. But, you know, the talent in the city, Zachary, Southern Lab, their state championship, Catholic High, Baton Rouge, Dutchtown. I mean, Denham Springs, Central, Walker, McKinley. I mean, there's talent. East Ascension was loaded this year, right, Coach?
Yeah, they had a very good team.
I mean, even Sandoval had a good team this year.
They did. You know, just the football in Baton Rouge all around. I mean, like I talked about earlier, they got some really good coaches, and then the athletes and the players around here. You know, the coach are taking guys and working with them and developing them, and then, you know, that's why the recruiters are all around these schools when they come in.
Across the river, you know, Port Allen and Bruley and Plaquemine. I mean, incredible. Ron Lejeune is the dad of actually Jace, who's one of our producers today with our show, been with us for a long time. I can't name every school, but even Glen Oaks had a good year this year. Mm-hmm. They had a great team. And even Madison Prep, who won it the year before, was great. And their quarterback's a stud.
Very good player. We had to defend him for 4
Chris.
years. And Zion Chris was as good as they come. I mean, the things he was able to do, he put that team on his back this year and rode them into the quarterfinals, and they got beat by the eventual state champs, but they were in that game, and they were giving Sterlington everything they wanted, you know. I'm
wondering if he's going to go to Florida now, or he'll go to UL, because, you know, Napier went to Florida, and they need a quarterback.
I'm almost positive he signed.
Did he sign?
Yeah, I think he did sign.
But you can get out of him now, too, which is crazy.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah. Speaking of the crazy world of football, Coach, let me get you 2 cents on that. You got college coaches getting $5-10 million a year. They can't turn it down. You got kids that are being offered $1 million a year to just do commercials maybe twice a year, okay? What is your thoughts of where it's going? I don't like it. I don't mind kids getting paid. I don't mind coaches getting paid, but something's got some kind of rules system needs to be structured a little bit. We'll take a break. I want to come back where we have more time to get coaches' thoughts. But we're going to talk more about that. Again, I'm for kids getting paid and coaches getting their money. But the system, the rules needs to be tightened up because it's just a free agent market. It's the NFL and it's college. You can't go pick up a kid when you lose a kid. You know, they're in college. You can't go like bring somebody on a practice squad. But we'll be right back.
Gage Telecommunications has served Louisiana for over 40 years, providing the telecommunications and IT services that help your business stay connected. Let Gage create a custom, tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage.
Looking for a used car? Harvey Autos has 3 dealerships, which means 3 times the used vehicles. They've got everything from fuel-efficient compacts to luxury models, even hybrids, and certified pre-owned with a warranty. Check out John Harvey Toyota, Harvey Subaru, or Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lee Brecheen, the host of the Sports Scouting Report. I hope you're enjoying the show. Andy Martin is still with us, the head coach at U High. The Cubs in Baton Rouge, state champions in Division II, 3A during the season, 3-4A in the playoffs. Coach, we would need maybe 42 days to talk about this. And we're not going to solve the problem. We're probably the 30 million, 40 million people a day talking about it right now. But the transfer portal, coaches leaving during the season. Kids opting out before the bowl game. LSU's got 39 players on scholarship. I never thought in my day that I'd see 39 scholarship players show up for a bowl game out of 85. It's crazy. What is your thoughts? Because the NCAA is not really heavily involved on this. It's out of control with them. I don't even know what they're governing anymore. What's your thoughts on the portal?
I think there's a lot of things, the coaches and the players and all that type of stuff. I'm all for the guys and players getting their money and obviously coaches getting their money and all that type of stuff. I think I agree with you. There needs to be some type of parameter set, and I don't know how you set that. The biggest thing that concerns me is the transfer portal. I mean, because I see it with our guys being recruited now. A lot of these colleges can go in and you have to win now, so they're going to go in and pick somebody out of the portal rather than trying to get one of these high school kids and try to develop them. And so I think, the last couple of years with the transfer portal, I've seen it just with the recruiting of our guys. And that's the one thing that worries me the most is that you can go in, if you don't like it, you get in the portal and you're immediately eligible at another school. And that, I think more than anything, that needs to be fixed. But look, I'm all about the NIL deals for kids, guys getting something for what they can do. And the coaches obviously are doing a good job, and that's why they're getting paid like that, But I do think there needs to be some parameters set on it.
Coach, what I've noticed, and I've been talking to a lot of D3, D2 coaches and NAIA. I'm friends with some junior college coaches, and I know you know a lot of these guys in 1AA. I'm noticing the trend, which really hurting the scholarships for Louisiana kids and all over the United States, is that the D3, D2 All-Americans are now moving up to D1. Mm-hmm. And so they're taking those high school signees spots. So if you're at Dartmouth or Harvard or Yale and you have your degree already, or you have 2 years left, LSU's now trying to sign you, or Notre Dame. Or if you're at Mississippi College, you're an All-American, you're looked at as a pro prospect. Mm-hmm. So the little schools are losing their best players.
Well, you look at, I talked to Coach Rebo about this at Nichols. Nichols had some really good players leaving the last couple of years because they've developed them, they've done really well, and then all of a sudden they're going to leave and go to a bigger school. So I think, that's some of the things that before it was you could transfer down and it was you were eligible. Now you can transfer up and you're eligible.
It's crazy.
Some of these schools that get these kids and do a good job of taking a chance on a kid and develop them, there's a chance they lose them. And so that's a tough spot to be in for these schools.
I recommend having a cutoff date to be in the portal, a cutoff date to transfer, and I recommend the NCAA stepping up, Coach, and saying college coaches cannot leave the team during the season. You got to coach through the bowl game. Like, you got to finish the contract, because that's making a lot of problems for kids.
No doubt.
My coach leaves, I'm leaving, or coach is not going to be here, then all the assistants start looking for jobs. Mm-hmm. And it's just, trickle-down effect. But speaking of other coaches, LSU also hired Joe Sloan. I know you know Joe Sloan.
I know Joe Sloan very well, yeah.
I think he's one of the best recruiters in the state. I know they got Frank Wilson hired. But Joe Sloan, to me, what he did at Louisiana Tech, Coach, was incredible. He signed all their big names.
He did.
Statewide. And they're bringing him as a quarterback coach. If you don't know who Joe Sloan is, they just signed the best recruiter, I think, for the state up there with Frank. And if you don't know him very well, he was with Skip Holtz at South Florida. He was a receiver in college. What do you think of Joe?
I think Joe does a good job. I mean, he brought in a lot of, like you said, a lot of the big names and really hit Baton Rouge hard. He came to Baton Rouge in the outer areas of Baton Rouge, West Feliciana, and got into there and just does a good job. He big thing about Joe is he's got good relationships with all the coaches. He comes in, he'll sit in there for you, doesn't try to big time. He's gonna sit in there and talk to you, and really wants to talk football a lot of times and talk about your kids. And so I think Joe's a really good hire for LSU.
Smooth too, man. He's very likable. You can tell he works the mom and dads really well. He recruited the whole state for Tech. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to get coaches' thoughts on the hires at the other schools in the state. UL, Grambling, Southern, Louisiana Tech. I mean, incredible. McNeese, man. I mean, Tulane was the only school that didn't fire their coach, I believe. Tulane and maybe Southeastern. I mean, that was it, right? Jace is in the house with Southeastern. But, yeah, we'll be right back.
If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, you've got to go to Madine's Collision Center, located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Family owned since the 1960s. Be sure to take your car and truck for all your tire needs to Trez & Care Tire Company, located in Central. Call 331-8144. Family owned and operated since 1971. That's 331-8144.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lee Brecheen, host of the Sports Scouting Report. I hope you're enjoying the show. Hope you're enjoying the banner we had to get made. I want to thank Jason Ferret for helping us, the job he's doing. We'll also talk about everybody else next week that's a part of this, but appreciate what he's done to make this possible. My former producer at Cox 4 for many years, probably felt like 20, but it was really 12 years that we did shows. It was over 300 shows that we did at Cox 4. But I want to get back to Coach Andy Martin. Coach, and I know we don't have 5 days, but Louisiana Tech, Sonny Cumbie. Sonny came from Texas Tech. I remember watching him play quarterback. He was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good hire. He was offensive coordinator at Texas Tech.
I think he's going to be a very good hire. I think his big thing is to come in and continue what they were doing and trying to get the best kids in the state. And if you can do that, you're going to do well.
Grambling made the hire of the century. Now, I thought Doug Williams was a big hire, MVP of the Super Bowl, Redskins. Told Doug the other day, and he played there, replaced the late Eddie Robinson. But Hugh Jackson, get this. He recruited and signed Carson Palmer and Reggie Bush at USC. How about that? And he was the Cleveland Browns head coach in 2016 to 18 and the offensive coordinator for the Bengals, Coach. Grambling got him.
That's a great hire. I think he's going to come in and really shoot some energy back in. And Grambling's been doing well in the last couple of years. I think he's going to keep that energy going, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Forbes did a good job.
He did. Real good job.
But it's like you got this date, this time on your clock, as a coach. You win. All of a sudden, you just can't sustain it, And then you got Southern University, Eric Dooley. Mm-hmm. I met Eric when he was with Pete Richardson for a long time with Pete Richardson at Southern. Eric Dooley's coming over from Texas Southern. What do you think of?
I think, again, another good hire for them, and a guy that knows Southern and knows the culture there, and I think can bring back, Coach Richardson was so good at Southern, can bring back some of those older traits back to the team, and I think he's going to do well.
UL, not ULL, UL, Raging Cajuns. Mike DeSarmo, high school coach at one time, Ascension Episcopal. Mm-hmm. Head coach, played there, quarterbacked at UL. Actually, there was a little thing on the internet the other day that and I know it's free game now, it's free agency, but Napier took one of his players to Florida, and I know Mike didn't, he was like, hey, there's a code in coaching. Right. Don't steal my guys, But DeSarmo played there. He eats and bleeds Cajun country in UL. So what do you think of Mike DeSarmo?
I think another good hire. A guy that's very well respected in the community over there, a guy that's going to continue to do the things that they've been doing to win, and he's hiring a great staff too. The guys he's brought on already and keeping some of the guys already there. I think UL is going to keep going where they've been.
McNeese State, the final school with a new coach. It does end here, but I didn't know this guy. I read about him, Gary Goff, Valdosta State Division II. They were in the national championship game this year. They hired him the next day. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? The next day he gets hired, so obviously it was in the works before then. But here's an interesting stat, speaking of Southeastern. Former Zachary native, Northeast High School, Felton Huggins, is the new receivers coach for him.
Wow, that's good. I mean, you got to get guys in here that know the area and can recruit for him. I don't know him very well, but I know Valdosta State, and they've had a good program, so I think he'll be able to do well here also.
Before we end the segment, I want to talk about my new favorite team is the Cincinnati Bengals. It's probably your new favorite team, unless you don't like LSU. But you don't even have to like LSU to like Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow just, the year he had at LSU was just amazing, and he goes into the NFL as a rookie and does well, and then this year he's taken it to another level. His last two games he's had just absolutely amazing.
Jamar Chase.
He's got the weapons he has to throw to, and just the decisions he makes. He's just such a mature guy, and he's in his second year in the NFL,
I remember we had Jamar Chase on our show. I think Jason Ferret was directing it. Jamar came with his dad. He was going to sign with LSU. He decommitted from Michigan. And I looked at Jamar and said, Jamar, and you'd love this as a high school coach. I said, you are the best blocking high school receiver I've ever seen. I said, I thought Jarvis Landry was the best. But did you notice that?
Yeah, we had to play him when he was a sophomore, and he was
He'll get on you.
He was good.
He'll get on you. He's a tough boy. We'll get back to talking a little Joe Burrow. I want to ask Coach about what he thinks of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not a fan of them, but we'll talk about Cincinnati and some of the teams that might win it. Odell Beckham's now with a good team, the Rams. Whitworth is 40 years old blocking for them.
That's amazing.
Can you believe that? 40 years old blocking, the oldest offensive tackle, is the oldest player in the league starting on the O-line. We'll be right back.
Come and visit the majestic mansion in the marsh, Gros Savon, Waterfowl, and Wildlife Lodge. Gros Savon is the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has everything for you from fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco-tours. Located south of Lake Charles. Call 337-598-2357 or visit www.grossavon.com for more information and schedule your trip to the majestic mansion in the marsh, Gros Savon, Waterfowl and Wildlife Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise today. Gage Telecommunications has served Louisiana for over 40 years, providing the telecommunications and IT services that help your business stay connected. Let Gage create a custom, tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225 753 4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you are enjoying the show. Me running my big mouth. I just like to tell stories, and I'm glad we got Coach Andy Martin to keep me calm here because I get excited about talking football. I know Coach loves football. I mean, they just won the state championship. He's happy. I mean, eating Christmas meal was a lot easier winning it, right, Coach?
It was.
Yeah. I want it. But the thing is let's talk about Whitworth. I got a story about Whitworth, and actually Ferret's here, and he reminded me, he was on our show about 9 years ago, believe it or not already, and he was with Kyle Williams, not a bad sidekick, 2 Hall of Famers. And I remember Coach Whitworth playing at West Monroe as a basketball player. Now, I went up and seen him play football. He was about 270 his junior year, and he came down actually to Catholic High Baton Rouge. And I said, I want to go see this big boy play basketball. To watch him run up and down the court at 275, 270, 6'6", 6'7", and the way he dominated, and actually he shot the ball like a guard, I was like, and he didn't do this. I mean, he was standing up like a 150-pound guard at LSU, right? And he wasn't winded, and I'm like, you are a freak. You are a freak of nature. And then he gets to 330 pounds now at 6'7". He still runs a 4.9 in the 40. Coach, he's 40 years old. That doesn't happen.
As I said earlier, special position he plays, offensive line, to be able to do it and have the longevity he's had, that's an amazing.
Unbelievable. And then I want to mention this. LSU has a signee from Will Campbell. Everybody's heard about him. Neville, Coach played against him. I saw him as a freshman against Lakeshore in the playoffs. 20-degree game, cold, miserable, at Lakeshore, in Mandeville, the Covington area. Coach, his freshman year, 6'5", 280, 4'7", 40, pulling in the playoffs as a freshman, pancaking all-district 270-pound lineman. You saw him as a sophomore. Mm-hmm. Now he's a senior, and he's 6'6", 310, 2% body fat, runs a 4.8. He's way bigger than Whitworth. Whitworth was only 275. This guy's 310. He's better. He's more advanced in wit, and that's scary.
Well, I think LSU got a good one, and then between him and Emery Jones, that's
fills
some big holes they needed on the offensive line.
I bet you Kelly's like,
thank you.
Wow.
And Kelly's had some good offensive linemen.
Because he's like, I thought I'd have to go up north and get him, right? He's like, no, here's 2, and then he gets a graduate transfer who was an All-American at Florida International, who's 6'6", 320, and runs a 5-flat. So you got 3 pro O-linemen to build around. Do they have kids that can go to your school and replace your O-line or what? I wish they would. Coach, speaking of Joe Burrow, I watched him play. I'm thinking they're not going to beat the Chiefs. I'm thinking I want them to. I'm becoming a fan. I feel like I'm a college fan of the Bengals. I think I speak for a lot of people. I actually put my drink down, and it might be this, it might be something else. And I'm watching the game, and I'm at noon. I'm ready. It's like the old Bradshaw days growing up. I never missed a Steelers game. You think a lot of people feel that way with Burrow when the TV comes on that Joe's playing? They beat the Chiefs. They beat Mahomes.
I think a lot of people in Baton Rouge are the ratings. If they kept the Bengals on in this area, the ratings would be
all 3.5 million. Yeah.
No doubt. I mean, it's a lot of people after that 19 season with LSU have become big Joe Burrow fans. He had such a big part of that, and he's continuing to show with his maturity and what he can do in his only second year in the NFL. It's really an awesome feat. And
Jamar Chase is going to be a Hall of Famer in like 2 more years if he keeps it up. I mean, he's on pace for 100 catches and 14, 15 touchdowns. He's already broken the TD. He's got 2 to break Moss's TD record as a rookie. He broke Justin Jefferson's yardage, who broke Randy Moss's yardage.
It's amazing.
And they were on the same team. The 2 best receivers in the league, the best young quarterback. He's not Aaron Rodgers yet. He's not Mahomes yet, but I'd put him up there.
He's going to be there one day. You know, he's doing some things that people didn't see coming in Cincinnati.
Coach, anything you want to talk about U-High, any facilities, anything you want to share, other sports programs?
Yeah, the sports have been doing great. We got basketball going right now. Our boys basketball team doing really well. Our cross-country teams finished in the top 3, and soccer is the girls are looking to win their 3rd straight state championship, and the boys are looking to win 2 out of 3 in the last couple of years. Baseball is going to have a good year. Track, it's just a fun time. We got a superintendent and Kevin George, who's a huge Steeler fan, and our AD Jill White, who just give us all the support we need, and it's a great time to be a Cub.
I love the Steelers. They're not going to the Super Bowl. I'm bummed. The Saints, they're hanging on like a tread, right? I mean, what are they, 8-7 right now?
I would say this year you'd have to at least look at Sean Payton's Coach of the Year for what he's been able to do with what he's.
5 different quarterbacks.
They've had more lineup change than any NFL team. It's been crazy.
I got to ask you this, Coach, and you watch ball, and I mean outside of your high school, but the Saints. Hill is a good quarterback. He's not the future, I don't think. Great athlete, love him, from Brigham Young. Love the guy. Winston stays hurt. I don't think he's the future. The rookie, I don't know about him. If they can get Russell Wilson in free agency, what do you think?
I think you do it. I think it's a no-brainer. Put Russell Wilson with Sean Payton and
Magic.
Super Bowl.
Get Michael Thomas back, who missed the whole year.
Keep that defense going. We have an outstanding defense right now.
Quan Alexander, that whole linebacking core.
It's crazy.
DeMario is I think he has 150 tackles.
He's having a great year.
And then their DBs are finally good. And the Saints are 8-7. They finally have DBs, and they're 8-7. Coach, any final thoughts at all, though? Any thoughts about, I know spring starts before we can blink.
It does.
You get no vacation on enjoying the state championship game team. What's your goals going in the spring? I know you're already game planning.
Our goals are going to be to fill the spots, obviously, that we have to fill. We got some linemen, O-line, D-linemen, to see who's going to fill those spots. And we got guys on the roster. It's just going to be who's going to fill those spots. And then get ready for next year. And, our next year's schedule, we're going to lead off with Woodlawn week 1, and we're going to go Rummel week 2 and Catholic week 3. So there's going to be no time to get a young team ready. We throw them in the fire the first 3 weeks. But I don't mind playing those schedules. It's going to be a thing that I think by the end of the year we're going to be a tough team to deal with. So
I got to mention one guy. I'm glad I caught it. I've got to mention your kicker coming back and punter, Wills Melton.
Wills Melton, yes.
Did a great job. And Mom, your son got the only talk in the segment, so it's pretty good. But he's a good-looking kid.
He is. Back. Wills does a great job. We have a little bit different punt that we use, and we had 0 return yards on the punts this year.
0.
And to have that is just outstanding. He puts the ball where we want him to do. He can throw the ball a little bit. He can run the ball a little bit. And then his kickoffs obviously are doing well, but field goals and extra points, Wills are going to be a big part.
Nope, not 1 yard.
Not 1 yard. We didn't have many returned. I think they had 1 for a loss and they had 1 for 2 yards, so it ended up being no yardage.
All right, I got to mention this because I want to mention the teams you beat, the final 2 teams. De La Salle and Edie White, tough teams. Edie White in the state championship game, De La Salle before. Those teams were stacked.
De La Salle walked in, and I was like, goodness
gracious,
we better get
grown
ready.
Men, yeah.
There were some grown men coming in there, and Edie White just they do what they do. Coach does a great job of coaching them up, and they are very good at the things that they do, and we had to play well in both those games.
It wasn't easy getting that state title. When are the rings?
We're actually having orders on Thursday, and so hopefully in about 10 to 12 weeks we'll get them in. So
that'll be 4 for your fingers now? 4?
That'll be 4.
You're running out of fingers for rings, Coach.
I don't know about that, but it's been
Saban's only. I think Saban's got I don't know where he puts his rings. He's got like 10 almost. I hope Georgia wins, by the way. Who do you like in that game, in the show? Who do you like? I'm pulling for Georgia just to beat him.
I think it's going to be a tough game. We got Christian Harris playing for Alabama, I think it's going to be their defense is outstanding. I think I give Alabama the nod, but Georgia, for them to win wouldn't surprise me.
The quarterback's got to have a good game for Georgia.
He does.
He's a game manager. He's like the college Blake Abney. He's smart. He's got a good arm. He doesn't get the credit he deserves for what he's doing. But they're remembering for 2 losses to Alabama, though, if he doesn't win this.
That's right. That is true.
So let's get Saban a loss in the state national championship game because I just want somebody else to win. And I have nothing against him. I just want somebody else, like everybody else, right? Well, they have a player on the team. They got to pull for Alabama. Hope you enjoyed the show. This is going to be our new format, one show a week video. We also have our two other shows. Me and Jace will be doing a show Friday talking about more about the coaching changes, a little more in depth. We're going to talk about the high school championships. We never got a chance because of good old Santa Claus and New Year's. So we're going to talk about that and much more. We'll see you next week.
The Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Brecheen is presented by Madine's Collision Center. Take control, choose Madine's. Gross Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Treads and Care Tire Company, the tires you need, the service you want. Harvey Autos, the name you have trusted for years. And Gauge Telephone Systems. Get better connected with Gauge.
Thanks for listening to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Brecheen.